Hi, I'm Gina Marie Rodriguez here for today's Clark Conversations, and we'll be speaking with the team at Catalyst.
Hi, Nicole. Hi, Gina. I am very excited to talk to you. I love that we've taken a tour of the space. I'm very curious about Catalyst, but first I want to hear about the history of Catalyst. How did you start? How did you choose the name? That's what I really want to know.
Ooh, that's a good question. So I'll tell you about the name first. So Catalyst, it took me a long time to come up with the name, first of all. It probably took me like a month of just thinking in my head because I wanted it to be perfect. I wanted it to embody exactly what I was trying to do.
I love it, by the way.
Thank you. And I was trying to think of something that just basically showed how I wanted to help people. And I looked up definitions of words and, I was trying to find something that sounded kind of holistic and just all-encompassing wellness. And I don't really remember how I exactly got to Catalyst. I remember looking up the word, I was thinking about science experiments and how to speed something up.
Yes.
And I thought of the word catalyst then and put it into Google and looked up definitions and I liked it. And then I came across this definition for a catalyst leader. And it was basically something about how a catalyst leader helps pull the potential out of others and help them rise to their best.
Oh, I love that.
And I was like, oh, that's it. That's the one. And
yeah.
So then I was set on Catalyst from there out.
Kate,
Yes.
Please explain to me what functional medicine is because I'm a little bit clueless and I feel silly. But
No.
if you could help me through it, I would appreciate it.
Yeah, don't feel silly. Functional medicine hasn't been around for that long. So, I think the concept has, but as far as a true industry, it's fairly new. So, I call myself a health detective and I sometimes explain functional medicine as health detective work. The difference between conventional medicine and functional medicine is that conventional medicine is typically looking for symptom management, symptom relief. We go to the doctor because we're having an issue. They give us usually a prescription to take the edge off.
Right.
Not often enough, in my opinion, do they have longer conversations with us about all the other things that we can do. The difference with functional medicine is that we're looking for the root cause. So my role in the lives of the people that I work with is to help them identify, I call them the hidden stressors. So what's going on inside of the body that's stressing out their organs or whatever it is that, wherever the pains are. Digestive issues are such a common thing these days, so I'll maybe relate of some of what I do to that. So someone's having digestive issues, and they'll get a diagnosis like IBS, irritable bowel syndrome is very common.
It's not catch-all, I feel.
Yeah, it definitely is. Thank you for saying that. Yeah. And it's not that I don't care about a diagnosis, but I want to know why it's happening.
Of course.
So I run alternative labs, they're called functional labs, to identify the real reasons behind the health issues. Because once we know what the real reasons are, then it's so much easier to correct them. And I tell my clients, I want to be the last person that they have to see. So, I'm not going anywhere. If they need me, I'm here. But I want them to uncover the root cause, address it, and not have to deal with the digestive issues or whatever it is.
What made you open your own practice?
Well, okay, so I started in the insurance-based orthopedic setting. I was always treating women's pelvic health as part of that, but basically working in the system. And unfortunately, certain things about healthcare these days are not the best, and my caseload as a physical therapist was extremely high. Treating up to 70 patients a week, spending very minimal time with people, and it just felt like a lot of the things that I had to do to get through the day on time and not get super backed up and overwhelmed it turned out to be very cookie cutter.
Right. So you're sacrificing care when you have to do that.
And we do our best and it's not anybody's fault, and the therapists, they're not bad therapists in the moment, but it's just you have to get through the day, and sometimes if I have 10 minutes with someone, I have to just give them a template versus thinking too hard.
Of course.
And so it just didn't feel like the career that I wanted for myself, and it wasn't how I wanted to treat my patients. And I felt like I wasn't doing my best for people. And I knew I could do better in getting them to feel better. So eventually it was more, for me, it was frustration that pushed me over the edge. And I just decided to go for it. And I fortunately knew a few people who had already done this. And so I reached out to them and I talked to them about what are the first steps. And then once the ball got rolling, it took off. And I was lucky enough to find places I started out in an OBGYN office in Mountainside, renting a room, just one room, 4 walls, no windows. And it was a great experience because I had amazing people around me. The OBGYN there, Dr. Russell Hoffman, shout out, was amazing and still is. He's somebody I refer people to all the time. But he was an amazing support. I had amazing supports around me in, people I had networked with and friends and family. And then faster than I ever thought, it's going to be 2 years in December that Catalyst is existing. And now we're in this new space and it's turning into kind of like what I always envisioned for it, which is this one-stop shop for wellness.
You also offer virtual sessions as well. I know you have an office here, but you have a secondary office as well. Is that correct?
I'm actually in 3 locations
Oh,
right
just
now. I know. So I've been practicing for about 15 years and primarily over the last 5, 100% virtual. What I can't believe I'm going to say this, but a blessing of COVID for me as a practitioner was that we had to figure out how to do it from home. We had to figure out how to do this without having people run all over the place. So the labs that I work with actually ship kits for collection of various things to people at home. They collect,
awesome.
They drop off at FedEx. Within a few weeks, I have their lab results and I review them with them over Zoom. I share my screen so they can see what's going on.
It's really cool.
People really like it. So,
Yeah.
I didn't have to go into an office space, but I was ready to be out and around humans
Yes.
more often and humans that weren't always behind a screen. So when Nicole reached out and said she had this space, I didn't even really need to think about it.
Can you tell me about what your memberships include? And then we'll get to, I know you have other people sharing the space with you. So we'll talk about your memberships first,
Yes.
and then we'll move on.
So, I'm a physical therapist and I specialize in women's pelvic health. So first and foremost, people are coming to see me for issues like, pain or discomfort or, leaking during pregnancy. They're coming to me for postpartum care. They're coming to me during menopause when there's pelvic floor issues. It could even be like things like hip pain, back pain, tailbone pain.
Sciatica, is that
Sciatica, for sure. And at baseline, I'm an orthopedic physical therapist first. Like everybody graduates from PT school as a general physical therapist. So I still have all of those skills, but I really enjoy working with the pelvic health community. So that's why I specialize there. And even outside of pregnancy and menopause, those phases of life, I see patients as young as in their early 20s who are dealing with urinary issues, bowel issues, sexual dysfunction, like pain with intimacy, things like that. So it's a wide spectrum, but yeah, that's what people are mostly coming to me for. And then outside of that, I also am dry needling certified. So patients can come and get dry needled and
Can you explain what dry needling is?
I sure can.
Okay.
So I think it's easiest to compare it to acupuncture. They're different. So I bring up acupuncture because most people kind of have a general idea of what it is.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'm explaining acupuncture correctly, but this is how I tell patients. It's very thin needles. Acupuncture, they place needles along meridians or energy pathways in the body, and they're placed very superficially, like they don't go deep. Or they place them along what are called acupoints. And so I don't know where those are. I'm not an acupuncturist. I didn't learn that. Dry needling uses the same needles, but I'm placing my needles based on anatomy. So I'm looking for a muscle, a tendon, a ligament, a bony area, a nerve pathway, and I'm needling along those areas based on whatever the complaint is. So like sciatica, I could dry needle along the spine into those back muscles. I could dry needle along down the hamstring, the glute, around the piriformis pathway of that sciatic nerve.
Yeah.
So that you're reducing muscle tension, you're increasing blood flow, you're reducing inflammation, you're calming the nervous system. So there's a lot of great effects of dry needling.
It sounds
Yeah.
amazing. I feel like I'm making a ton of faces because I'm in awe of it and also thinking, I have a weird thing in my leg right now.
Yeah.
That would help.
You're like, I suddenly have sand.
Yes. Oh no, I do. We'll talk about that later. When you say functional medicine, it seems like an oxymoron to me when you say functional versus conventional, because I feel like everything should be functional, right?
Yes.
In terms
You
of
are
our
100%.
language, why is conventional medicine not functioning the way it should?
Yeah.
So I'm intrigued to hear it phrased that way, but don't we all want to find the root of our suffering? Like,
Absolutely.
to me, that seems like what we should be doing.
Yes.
So thank you, I guess, for all the work
of
that
course.
you're doing. But if you don't mind telling me how it is that you got into this field.
Absolutely. So my dad was a chiropractor.
Okay.
And I was born in the 70s. So back then it was a little bit woo-woo and, not as well known as it is today.
But woo is very in now.
Yes, thankfully. But I grew up in a house of, we really didn't take medication. I think my first food was an avocado, which I know is really weird, but maybe not now, but back then it was very weird.
Yeah, I used to hate it as a
yeah.
kid. Now I love it. Avocado toast all the way.
Yes. I always tease and say I was that kid in school that no one ever wanted to trade lunches with because I had the weirdest stuff. So I was raised in this environment. I took a detour, went to college for finance and went into finance briefly,
It is very different.
which was a great experience for being a business owner. But I found my way back to my roots. So I 100% believe that the body has the ability to heal if we just give it what it needs and remove the things that are stressing it out. So I went back to school again and got licensed and certified to be a health coach, a functional medicine coach, a functional diagnostic practitioner. I did health coaching for a while, and it was great, but I always knew that there needed to be some type of lab involved, whether it's a hormone test or, the gut testing like I do. And I would tell my clients, please go ask your doctor to run a hormone panel for you and then come back and talk to me. And every time they would come back and say, my doctor told me no.
Yes, I've actually run into that very recently. Yeah,
Did
they
you?
They did it for me because I insisted. but
Okay,
they
good. Well-
didn't necessarily want to,
Right.
Because I guess I'm at an age where they're like, well, your hormones are going to be all over the place anyway, so it'll read one thing today and it'll be different tomorrow. Like, okay, can you do it anyway? So I have an idea.
And I'm so glad that you pushed.
Yeah.
More people need to do that.
Yeah.
I just happen to believe that we should be able to get whatever labs we want. It's our body. We should be able to know what's going on inside. So after I repeatedly heard my doctor told me no, I said, okay, there has to be a different way. And so that's when I went back to get my certification in order to run the labs.
So there's also behind you a red light room, and I would really like to talk about that because I'm fascinated by
Sure.
it. So tell me.
Okay, so the room behind us is I call it the reset room. And the main thing is red light therapy. So red light, I have a big red light panel, which you can see the big glow of it. A big red light panel, there's a red light face mask, there's a red light back wrap, there are little straps that can go around your knees and your elbows, shoulders. And the main purpose for red light therapy is essentially healing at the cellular level. So light therapy is very powerful in that way where it can, I've used it on my knee and it's helped resolve really deep knee pain that I couldn't PT myself out of completely.
Oh, wow.
And so it's healing at a cellular level. It's another thing that can reduce inflammation, increase blood flow. It has a really wonderful nervous system effect. For your skin, it increases collagen and elasticity and can help with fine lines and wrinkles. It can help with your circadian rhythm. I can go on and on. There's more and more research coming out about it, supporting it, but it's a really underutilized tool in my opinion, and it's amazing. You can't go wrong.
Yeah.
I think people are tired of spinning their wheels, trial and error. Oh, try this and see if it works and try that. They just want to know, just tell me what's going to fix it.
So I have a friend who is going through something with her daughter, and I'm curious, what age group do you start working with? How young can you go for something like this when you're doing labs and trying to find the root cause of something?
Really good question. And I personally work with people of all ages. Not everyone in my field does. I find that it's more challenging for people to find a practitioner to work with their kids for some reason. But I love working with kids.
So let's say a 2-year-old.
Yes.
You would do that?
I have actually worked with 2-year-old kids. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. My favorite 2-year-old client was this client. It's funny to call him that, but you know, of course his mother came to me.
Yes.
But this poor kid was covered head to toe in eczema since he was 2 weeks old.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I was able to help them get through that and overcome it. But yeah, I mean, we can work with kids of all ages. I haven't worked with anyone younger than 2, but I could.
Right. I think that's important for people to know.
Yeah, and into your 80s and beyond.
So tell me a little bit about the other opportunities that come with the space.
Yeah.
And the other people.
So like I was saying before, my vision for Catalyst was always for it to be kind of this one-stop shop for wellness. And I've learned in working with my patients how often they need other supports that I can't provide. And in here now, we have a functional medicine practitioner, Kate Motz, and we have a massage therapist, Elisa Velli, in separate rooms here, and they each have their own businesses. They're just sharing a space with Catalyst, and we collaborate with one another and refer patients to one another. And it's a wonderful kind of like symbiotic relationship because everybody needs these services, and now we can each offer it right in one place.
How do you work with one another? Like, how does your work supplement the massage therapy versus the physical therapy? If you can touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So I sometimes will refer to myself as a quarterback for the health team. Everyone needs a team. Yeah. There's not one person that can do everything for all of us. And so I love having this team here because, you know, I don't have a need to refer every single person to a physical therapist, but if I needed one, Nicole is amazing at what she does. We just resonate in pretty much every way that there is to resonate. And I do think people enjoy just being in one spot for all the things. So I create protocols for my clients. When we figure out what's going on and why, I put together a very step-by-step holistic protocol on how to address all of it. And massage therapy is in every one of my protocols.
Oh, wow.
Now, not that everyone's gonna do it, because not everybody wants to do that. Whoever doesn't like massage, I'm not really sure, but
Not me.
But, you know, part of supporting your body in stress response, in detox, there's a million reasons why. So I love the fact that I can say, and by the way, there's this person right here
Exactly.
that I can send you to. So, you know, we have the ability to collaborate and be a team for someone that's dealing with, you know, whatever health issues we're working with here. So, you know, I refer to other practitioners as well. Maybe someday we'll take over the second floor. But yeah.
I think that's awesome. I'm, like I've said, very impressed and enamored with what all of you are doing here. So I do thank you. And yeah, good luck in everything that's coming. I'm really enamored with what you're doing here, and I'm genuine in my statement that I will be back. I want to come back. But I do want to clarify one thing, because we've talked a lot about women's health and pelvic health. Do you also see men and non-binary folks?
Got you. At the moment, I don't, but I have places that I can refer to. The only reason I don't is because there are other courses that you can and should take to be the best you can be at treating different anatomy and maybe different conditions. And at the moment, I just love working with women and, you know, specializing there. But I do think it's really important to have places to refer other clients to that I can't treat, and I do have those available. So they won't ever be turned away necessarily, but they will be supported in another way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's great. And I was a little unclear myself, so I wanted to make sure that we talked
It's a great
about
question because it's important and it's necessary.
Yeah.
And, you know, there are people who only treat maybe the male population or,
Right.
you know, trans or non-binary or whatever it might be. But yeah, here it's women's pelvic health all the way.
Okay. I love it. I'm excited. Like I said, I will be back because sciatica or whatever I've got going on in my back and leg right now
I got you.
I do. Yeah, I want to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
But thank you for all that you're doing. I'm really excited that you're here, and
Thank you.
congratulations again on the new space.
Thank you so much.
Of course.